Listen carefully. The world does not fear loud men. It studies them. It waits for them to expose their wounds, their anger, their need for approval. A loud man gives away his position before the battle even begins. But the cold man is different. He enters the room without noise, yet everyone eventually feels his presence. He does not rush to speak. He watches. He measures. He notices who is loyal only when things are easy, who smiles with envy, who talks too much, who reveals weakness through emotion. This is where your transformation begins, not with rage, not with revenge, not with dramatic speeches about how strong you are. It begins when you stop reacting like a wounded boy and start observing like a strategist. Machiavelli understood that power belongs to the man who can control himself while others lose control in front of him. So from today, you stop giving people free access to your mind. You stop explaining your pain to those who caused it. You stop begging to be understood by people who benefit from misunderstanding you. A cold man still feels everything, but he does not let everything move him. He feels betrayal, but he does not collapse. He feels insult, but he does not bark. He feels anger, but he turns it into discipline. That is the difference between a weak man and a dangerous man. One reacts, the other calculates. One begs for attention, the other builds in silence. If they underestimate you, let them. If they doubt you, let them. If they think your silence means defeat, let them enjoy the illusion. You are not here to impress the crowd. You are here to become untouchable. Comment these words, "I move cold now," because from this point forward, you move cold, think deep, and win quietly. Number 2, think deeper than they can see. You must understand this. Deep thinking is not daydreaming. It is not sitting in sadness, replaying old wounds, and calling it wisdom. Deep thinking is strategy. It is the ability to step back while everyone else is trapped inside the noise. Most men think only when life forces them to suffer. They wait until they lose the woman, lose the money, lose the respect, lose the opportunity, and then suddenly they become philosophers. But the man who wins quietly does not wait for disaster to teach him. He studies before the damage. He asks questions before he is trapped. He watches patterns before they become chains. That is what makes him dangerous. He does not just see what people do. He asks why they do it. He does not just hear what they say. He listens for what they are hiding. He does not just feel pressure. He studies who is applying it and what they want from his reaction. This is cold power psychology. Your mind must become a courtroom where every emotion is questioned before it is allowed to speak. Anger walks in and you ask, "What are you trying to protect?" Fear walks in and you ask, "What are you trying to prevent?" Desire walks in and you ask, "Are you leading me toward power or toward weakness?" A shallow man obeys every feeling like a servant. A deep man interrogates every feeling like a judge. Machiavelli knew that men are moved by fear, hunger, vanity, and advantage. So stop acting shocked when people act in their own interest. Stop taking betrayal as a surprise. Stop confusing smiles with loyalty and attention with respect. Think deeper. Ask what they gain. Ask what they fear losing. Ask why they appeared now, why they disappeared then, why they praise you in public but compete with you in silence. When you think this way, you stop being manipulated by appearances. You become harder to fool, harder to provoke, harder to control. You no longer move because someone triggered you. You move because the move serves your future. That is the difference between emotion and command. Comment this phrase if your mind is becoming sharper, "I think deeper than they see." Because from today, you will not be dragged by noise, seduced by flattery, or broken by pressure. You will think deep, speak less, and let your results reveal what your mouth never needed to announce. Number 3, master the art of silent movement. The loud man announces every plan because he is secretly begging the world to validate his ambition. He tells people what he will build, what he will become, how hard he is working, how dangerous he is about to be, and every time he speaks, he leaks power. Understand this clearly. The more people know about your direction, the easier it becomes for them to distract you, doubt you, copy you, compete with you, or quietly pray against you. Silent movement is not weakness. It is protection. It is strategy. It is a refusal to let ordinary minds contaminate extraordinary goals. A man who wins quietly does not need applause during construction. He does not need witnesses while he is bleeding through discipline. He does not need people clapping for the foundation before the empire is standing. He works where they cannot see him. He improves where they cannot interrupt him. He disappears from the noise long enough to become someone the noise can no longer touch. This is Machiavellian patience. You do not show every card. You do not explain every move. You do not expose every wound. You let people see the result, not the process. Because most people cannot handle your process. They will laugh at the early stage. They will question your timing. They will mock your sacrifice. They will call your isolation arrogance because your discipline makes their laziness uncomfortable. Let them talk. Their words are not chains unless you obey them. Move in silence until your habits become dangerous. Move in silence until your body, your mind, your money, your focus, and your reputation begin to speak in a language they cannot argue with. The cold man understands that privacy is power. He does not post every struggle. He does not confess every weakness. He does not run to people for emotional permission. He chooses the mission over the mood. He chooses execution over explanation. He knows that a seed makes no sound underground, but when it breaks the surface, even concrete has to move. That is how you must become. Quiet in the dirt, ruthless in the growth, unavoidable in the result. Stop telling people you are changing. Change. Stop telling them you are healing. Heal. Stop telling them you are coming back stronger. Come back so different they have to meet you again. Comment this phrase if you understand the law. My silence is my strategy. Because from today, your moves become private, your standards become higher, your discipline becomes colder, and your success becomes the only announcement the world is allowed to hear. Number 4. Control the face, control the room. A man who cannot control his face cannot control his fate. Read that again inside your mind until it becomes law. Your face is the first battlefield. Before you speak, people are already collecting information from your eyes, your jaw, your posture, your breathing, your hesitation. They study your reactions to discover where to press, where to flatter, where to threaten, where to invade. This is why emotional men are so easy to control. Their anger exposes their pride. Their sadness exposes their dependency. Their excitement exposes their hunger. Their fear exposes their limits. But the cold man understands something deeper. The world cannot use what it cannot read. He does not wear every emotion like a public announcement. He does not let disappointment drag his shoulders down. He does not let disrespect twist his face into weakness. He does not let desire make him desperate. He trains his expression like a weapon. Calm eyes, still breath, relaxed jaw, slow speech, controlled silence. This is not acting. This is command. Machiavelli knew that perception shapes power. It is not enough to be strong. You must appear unshaken when the weak expect you to break. You must appear composed when the foolish expect you to explode. You must appear patient when your enemy wants you rushed, sloppy, and emotional. Understand this. Many people do not need to defeat you. They only need to provoke you into defeating yourself. They throw small insults to see if your ego is cheap. They create confusion to see if your mind is fragile. They withhold attention to see if your self-worth depends on their approval. They speak behind your back to see if you will abandon your mission just to chase explanations. Do not give them that victory. Let your calm become expensive. Let your reaction become rare. Let your silence become uncomfortable for those who expected access to your weakness. When you feel the urge to react, pause. When you feel the need to defend yourself, pause. When you feel anger rising like fire in your chest, pause longer. That pause is where power is born. That pause separates the slave from the strategist. The slave obeys the emotion immediately. The strategist studies it, contains it, and converts it into movement. You are not suppressing yourself because you are afraid. You are mastering yourself because you are dangerous when disciplined. A man with an unreadable face becomes difficult to play with. People start choosing their words carefully around him. They stop assuming he is easy. They feel the weight of his presence because he does not leak his inner world for free. Comment this phrase if you are learning control. My calm is my weapon, because from this day forward, you will not be baited, rushed, exposed, or broken by small minds. You will control the face, control the breath, control the room, and move through pressure like a man who already knows he cannot be shaken. Number 5. Detach before they use your attachment against you. Attachment is where most men become weak. Not love, not loyalty, not ambition. Attachment. There is a difference. Love can be calm. Loyalty can be noble. Ambition can be powerful. But attachment becomes a chain when your peace depends on someone's reply, someone's approval, someone's presence, someone's opinion, or someone's decision to value you. The moment another person controls your emotional temperature, they do not need a weapon against you. You handed them the handle. This is why the man who moves cold must learn detachment before he learns dominance. Because if you cannot walk away, you can be controlled. If you need them to understand you, they can confuse you. If you need them to choose you, they can delay you. If you need them to respect you, they can starve you. And if you need them to love you more than you love your own future, they can destroy your discipline with a single look. Machiavelli understood that power bends toward the man who is less dependent. The one who needs less is harder to bargain with. The one who can leave is harder to threaten. The one who has built himself into his own source of stability does not panic when people change their tone, their loyalty, or their position. Listen carefully. Detachment does not mean becoming cruel. It means becoming free. It means you stop making a home inside people who can evict you at any moment. It means you stop worshipping attention as if it is oxygen. It means you stop confusing access with intimacy, chemistry with commitment, and temporary affection with permanent loyalty. A cold man does not chase what keeps running. He observes it, he learns from it, then he withdraws his energy and places it where it multiplies. That is how you become dangerous. You stop arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop bleeding for relationships where respect is negotiated every week. You stop begging for consistency from people who only appear when they need your warmth, your help, your validation, or your strength. You must become calm enough to say, I wanted this, but I do not need this. That sentence is liberation. It breaks the spell. It returns the throne of your mind back to you. Most men lose because they cannot tolerate absence. They panic when someone pulls away. They overtext. They overexplain. They lower their standards. They become smaller just to keep someone close. Never do that again. If they leave, let the door close quietly. If they doubt you, let your improvement answer slowly. If they ignore you, let your silence teach them the cost of losing access. Do not become bitter. Become better. Do not become needy. Become necessary to your own mission. Your purpose must be heavier than your loneliness. Your discipline must be stronger than your craving. Your future must be more seductive than their attention. Comment these words if you feel the shift. I detach to dominate myself. Because from this day forward, you will not be owned by desire, weakened by absence, or controlled by emotional hunger. You will care with control, love with dignity, leave with silence, and build yourself into a man who never begs to be chosen. Number 6. Become disciplined. Enough to be unpredictable. Discipline is not about looking impressive for one day. Discipline is about becoming impossible to predict, impossible to weaken, and impossible to pull back into the old version of yourself. Most men are predictable because their weakness has a schedule. You know when they will quit. You know when they will get lazy. You know when they will text back. You know when they will react. You know what kind of temptation can break them, what kind of disrespect can control them, what kind of comfort can soften them. That is why they lose quietly while pretending they are unlucky. But the cold man does not live like that. He trains himself until his habits become a fortress. He wakes up when his emotions beg for more sleep. He works when his mind looks for excuses. He stays silent when his ego wants to speak. He walks away when desire tries to negotiate with his standards. He keeps going when motivation dies, because he never built his life on motivation. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a citizen. Motivation knocks on your door when life feels easy. Discipline lives with you when life becomes ugly. Understand this. You cannot become untouchable with a soft routine. You cannot win quietly while living loudly, randomly, emotionally, and carelessly. Every weak habit is a secret doorway into your life. Every uncontrolled appetite becomes a leash. Every excuse becomes a crack in your armor. If you cannot control your sleep, your food, your lust, your phone, your spending, your anger, your tongue, your attention, then do not speak of power yet. Power begins in the small private wars nobody sees. The war against staying in bed. The war against checking who viewed your story. The war against proving a point. The war against wasting hours scrolling through lives that are not yours. The war against returning to people who poison your peace just because loneliness feels heavy. This is where the man is built, not on stage, not in public, not when applause is present. He is built in the silent rooms, the lonely mornings, the repeated decisions, the moments where nobody would know if he failed except him. Machiavelli would tell you that fortune favors the prepared mind, but fortune does not respect the careless man. Opportunity is not enough. If the opportunity arrives and you are mentally weak, physically drained, emotionally dependent, and spiritually distracted, you will waste what another man would turn into a kingdom. This is why your discipline must become cold, not emotional, not dramatic, cold. You do the work because it must be done. You improve because weakness is expensive. You stay ready because life does not warn you before testing you. You sharpen your body because confidence grows differently when you respect the man in the mirror. You sharpen your mind because fools are controlled by whatever is loudest. You sharpen your finances because poverty of options makes men beg in rooms where they should negotiate. You sharpen your speech because loose words create unnecessary enemies. You sharpen your silence because not every truth deserves an audience. When you become disciplined, people stop understanding you. They will say, "You changed." Good. They will say you are acting distant. Good. They will say you are too serious now. Good. That means the old access is closing. That means your standards are rising. That means the version of you they could predict is dying. Let it die without a funeral. The new you does not need to explain why he no longer plays small games. He does not need to apologize for being harder to distract. He does not need to make lazy people comfortable with his ambition. Comment this phrase if you are done being easy to break. My discipline makes me dangerous. Because from this day forward, your habits will protect you, your silence will sharpen you, your standards will separate you, and your discipline will turn you into a man they can no longer read, control, or stop. Number 7. Learn to read people without needing them. The man who wins quietly does not study people because he is obsessed with them. He studies people because he refuses to be blind around them. There is a difference. Weak men watch people to feed insecurity. Dangerous men watch people to gather truth. You must learn this skill deeply. People will tell you who they are long before they confess it with words. Their patterns speak. Their timing speaks. Their silence speaks. Their excuses speak. Their jealousy speaks. Their sudden kindness speaks. Their disrespect in small moments speaks louder than their loyalty in speeches. Most men get destroyed because they listen to promises and ignore behavior. They fall in love with words. They trust the smile. They believe the apology before they study the repetition. But the cold man does not do that. He respects patterns more than performances. He watches what people do when they gain power, when they lose control, when you say no, when you stop being useful, when you succeed, when they think you are not watching. That is where character reveals itself. Machiavelli understood that men are often loyal to advantage before they are loyal to principle. So do not be shocked when people change when the benefit changes. Do not collapse when someone who clapped for you in weakness becomes uncomfortable with your strength. Do not bleed because a person who needed your light starts hating your rise. This is human nature. Accept it coldly, study it calmly, move accordingly. You do not need to hate people to understand them. You do not need to become paranoid to protect yourself. You only need to stop being naive. When someone shows envy, do not argue with it. Reduce access. When someone shows inconsistency, do not beg for clarity. Adjust your expectations. When someone disrespects you in jokes, do not laugh just to keep peace. Notice the blade hidden inside the humor. When someone only appears during your abundance and disappears during your struggle, do not call it confusion. Call it evidence. A deep man does not need repeated betrayal to learn one lesson. Once is information, twice is confirmation, 3 times is self-betrayal. Your life must no longer be a charity house for people who keep proving they cannot handle access to you. You must become selective, coldly selective, not arrogant, not bitter, selective, because every person around you is either feeding your discipline or feeding your distraction. Every conversation is either sharpening your mind or weakening your focus. Every relationship is either bringing peace, power, wisdom, accountability, and growth, or it is quietly taxing your spirit while pretending to be connection. You cannot win quietly with noisy people inside your inner circle. You cannot think deeply while entertaining shallow energy. You cannot move cold when emotional vampires are feeding on your reactions every day. So start reading the room. Start reading the tone. Start reading who respects your boundaries and who only respects your availability. Start reading who celebrates your progress and who suddenly becomes quiet when your life improves. Start reading who corrects you with honor and who criticizes you to feel superior. This is not judgment. This is discernment, and discernment is survival. The cold man does not expose every snake. Sometimes he simply stops walking through the grass. Sometimes he lets people think they fooled him because revealing your awareness too early gives them time to change their mask. Let them perform. Let them reveal more. Let them speak freely. Your silence will collect what your emotions would have interrupted. Then, when the time is right, you withdraw without drama. No announcement, no long paragraph, no emotional court case, just distance. Because access to you is not a right, it is a privilege. Comment this phrase if your eyes are open now. I read patterns, not promises. Because from this day forward, you will stop being seduced by words, blinded by attachment, and weakened by false loyalty. You will observe calmly, decide privately, and move like a man who no longer needs people to reveal the truth in order to see it. Number 8. Build power without needing recognition. The man who wins quietly understands one brutal truth. Recognition is not power. Recognition is noise that arrives after power has already been built. Weak men confuse being seen with becoming strong. They want applause before discipline. They want respect before results. They want admiration before sacrifice. They want the world to clap for the idea of who they might become, while they still avoid the pain required to become him. Do not become that man. The cold man does not build for attention. He builds for leverage. He builds because weakness disgusts him. He builds because dependency is dangerous. He builds because he knows that a man with no options must accept disrespect that a powerful man would simply walk away from. This is why you must stop asking the world to notice you and start becoming impossible to ignore. There is a difference. Asking to be noticed makes you a beggar. Becoming impossible to ignore makes you a force. Machiavelli understood that appearances matter, but appearances without substance collapse under pressure. So your goal is not to look powerful for the crowd. Your goal is to become powerful when nobody is watching. Build your body until your posture speaks before your mouth does. Build your mind until manipulation feels childish. Build your money until fear no longer makes decisions for you. Build your emotional control until people cannot drag you into their chaos. Build your skills until your value becomes undeniable. Build your reputation so clean, so disciplined, so consistent that even your enemies must be careful when speaking your name. This is quiet power. It does not scream. It accumulates. Every morning you keep your word to yourself. Power accumulates. Every time you choose the hard task over the easy escape, power accumulates. Every time you refuse to react, refuse to chase, refuse to explain, refuse to return to weakness, power accumulates. And one day, people will say you changed suddenly. No, you did not change suddenly. You changed privately. You became dangerous in silence. You turned lonely nights into strategy. You turned rejection into fuel. You turned disrespect into focus. You turned pain into structure. You turned every moment they ignored you into another brick in the empire they will later pretend they always believed in. But listen carefully. When success starts coming, do not become drunk on it. Attention is a test too. Praise can soften a man faster than criticism if he is secretly hungry for validation. The same people who ignored your grind will come close when your results begin to shine. Some will call it support. Some will call it love. Some will say they always knew you had it in you. Smile if you must, but remember who was present when there was nothing to gain from standing beside you. A cold man does not hate the crowd. He simply does not hand them the keys to his identity. He understands that public admiration is unstable. Today they praise you. Tomorrow they question you. The next day they forget you. So do not build your throne inside their opinions. Build it inside your standards. Let your self-respect come from execution, not applause. Let your confidence come from evidence, not compliments. Let your identity come from discipline, not attention. This is how you remain dangerous after you begin winning. You do not let success make you loud. You do not let money make you careless. You do not let admiration make you available to everyone. You do not let praise turn you into the same emotional animal you worked so hard to outgrow. You stay cold. You stay deep. You stay private. You let them see enough to respect you but never enough to control you. You give results, not explanations. You give presence, not desperation. You give excellence, not noise. Comment this phrase if you are done chasing recognition. I build power in silence, because from this day forward, you will not beg to be seen, chosen, praised, or validated. You will build so deeply, move so calmly, and win so quietly that recognition becomes nothing more than an echo following the man you already became. Number 9. Win without needing revenge. The coldest victory is not revenge. It is becoming so far beyond the people who hurt you that their presence no longer changes your breathing. Understand this deeply. Revenge still keeps them at the center of your mind. Revenge still proves they have emotional ownership over you. Revenge still makes your future orbit around their past behavior. And that is not power. That is a disguised form of slavery. A weak man gets wounded, then spends his life trying to make the wound visible. He wants them to feel guilty. He wants them to apologize. He wants them to suffer. He wants the world to finally understand what they did to him. But the cold man sees pain differently. He does not turn pain into performance. He turns pain into intelligence. Every betrayal teaches him where he was too open. Every loss teaches him where he was too dependent. Every humiliation teaches him where his ego was too fragile. Every rejection teaches him where his identity was built on someone else's approval. He does not waste the lesson by becoming bitter. He becomes sharper. That is Machiavellian maturity, not emotional softness, not pretending nothing hurt, but refusing to let pain make you predictable. Because when people hurt you and you react exactly how they expected, they still control the script. They expected anger, so you gave them anger. They expected begging, so you begged. They expected public weakness, so you bled in front of the crowd. They expected you to chase explanations, so you abandoned your mission to ask small people why they treated you like a small option. Never again. From this day forward, pain must report to discipline. Anger must report to strategy. Disrespect must report to growth. Betrayal must report to silence. You do not chase them. You outgrow them. You do not argue with their version of you. You build a reality so strong that their words sound expired. You do not beg them to see your worth. You become so undeniable that their blindness becomes their punishment. This is how a man wins quietly. He does not stand in the fire screaming about who lit the match. He walks out, rebuilds his house in stone, and lets the smoke remind him never to trust careless hands again. You must learn to take every insult and convert it into structure. Take every doubt and convert it into work. Take every abandonment and convert it into independence. Take every fake friend and convert it into discernment. Take every season of loneliness and convert it into mastery. Do not ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Ask, "What weakness did this expose in me?" That question is brutal, but it is powerful, because the moment you stop blaming everything outside you, you recover command over what happens inside you. You cannot control who betrayed you, but you can control whether betrayal makes you wiser or smaller. You cannot control who underestimated you, but you can control whether their doubt becomes poison or fuel. You cannot control who walked away, but you can control whether their absence becomes a wound or an opening. This is the mind of a dangerous man. He does not deny pain. He dominates the meaning of it. He decides what the wound becomes: a scar, a lesson, a boundary, a standard, a weapon of awareness, not a prison, not an identity, not a reason to become weak. Many men become addicted to the story of what happened to them. They repeat it so often that it becomes their personality. They introduce themselves through their wounds. They carry betrayal like a badge, but never build beyond it. Do not be that man. You are not here to be a museum of old injuries. You are here to become a monument of self-command. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them enjoy the version of you they remember. That version is already dead. The new man does not return to old battles because he is busy conquering new territory. Comment this phrase if you are done needing revenge. My victory is my silence, because from this day forward, you will not waste your fire trying to burn people who already proved they belong behind you. You will rise cold, think deep, move with discipline, and win so quietly that your transformation becomes the revenge you never had to announce. Number 10. Become untouchable by becoming unavailable to weakness. The final transformation is this: you become unavailable to weakness, not because you are arrogant, not because you think you are above pain, but because you finally understand the cost of remaining soft in a world that studies softness like an open door. You stop making yourself available to every argument, every distraction, every emotional trap, every old habit, every person who only returns when your energy becomes useful again. You stop being reachable by the version of life that kept you small. This is where the cold man is fully born. He is not cruel. He is controlled. He is not empty. He is focused. He is not running from emotion. He is refusing to be ruled by it. He moves cold because his mission is warm enough to keep him alive. He thinks deep because shallow reactions have cost him too much. He wins quietly because he has no interest in performing strength for people who only respect noise. Machiavelli understood that the man who survives power is the man who can govern himself first. So govern yourself. Govern your tongue when anger wants to speak. Govern your eyes when temptation wants attention. Govern your hands when laziness wants comfort. Govern your heart when attachment wants to drag you backward. Govern your mind when fear tries to dress itself as logic. This is self-command. This is masculine stoicism. This is cold power psychology turned inward before it is ever used outward. The world becomes easier to move through when you stop needing it to approve of your movement. Let people misunderstand your silence. Let them call your discipline obsession. Let them call your distance pride. Let them think you changed for the worse because they only liked the version of you they could access, predict, and influence. That version is gone. The new man does not return to old cages just because familiar voices are calling from inside them. He keeps walking. He keeps building. He keeps sharpening. And while others waste their strength announcing who they are, he becomes undeniable without announcement. This is your path now. Move cold when emotions try to expose you. Think deep when confusion tries to rush you. Win quietly when ego tries to make you loud. Your life does not need to become a public performance. Your growth does not need permission. Your standards do not need applause. Your discipline does not need witnesses. Become the man who cannot be baited, cannot be bought by attention, cannot be broken by absence, cannot be controlled by praise, and cannot be returned to weakness by nostalgia. Comment these words one final time. I move cold, think deep, and win quietly. And if this message struck something inside you, like this video, subscribe to Machiavellian Mind, and turn on notifications. Because this channel is not for men who want comfort, it is for men who are ready to become untouchable.